So, hello, how are you guys? We will make our basic dough today, okay? So, we have here as a sample, okay? We have here 1 cup of flour and then half a teaspoon of yeast, okay? And then water. Let's gradually add water. And get a half cup of flour standby on your side like that. So when you, it's not really that complicated, okay? Just do that. You can add salt if you want. Okay. Here, after, so probably we have put about half glass of water, okay, for a cup of flour there. And then knead it well until it's until all the flours have stick together there, okay. Okay. Now we have a nice dough. Mm. Mm. And we will let it stand for about 30 minutes. You can sift your flour if you want to. So I just want to flatten it, okay? Because we will make our pizza. There, and we will have to flatten our dough, or you can just make whatever shape you want. But for now, I just want to make a flat dough. So I want a thin crust pizza because the toppings are more important than the dough, I guess, than the crust. Every component is important anyway. There. Doesn't have to be so perfect, okay? You've been watching other shows, you can see pizza makers were making imperfect crusts, okay? There. And we will just let it be for about 30 minutes, okay? Now we will just slice the ingredients of our pizza, which is just a Frankfurturs. Well, it's really frozen, you know. And I want to make it plain Frankfurter because the Frankfurter tastes good even if it's not the you know, the original Frankfurters of Germany. But this one tastes good. There. It's really very it's so hard because it's frozen, okay? There. There. And then the mozzarella cheese. Well, this is not a fresh mozzarella cheese. We are in the Philippines, remember, guys. So the fresher, the better. So lucky for those who are in a country where cheese is common. Okay? Here in the Philippines, it's a poor country. There. There. So our dough is done after 30 minutes. Now I will just transfer it to a dish. This is not actually a pan for a pizza. It's really a big plate. But whatever can do, just be creative, okay? So Philippines is not a pizza country. There. So I've just put margarine in there. And I will put the sausage, the Frankfurters, there. So moms can make this while sitting and watching with your children. You can make this. And to those aunts out there like me, you can make this. Okay, it's very quick. You can even not wait for 30 minutes for your dough. Okay? There. So, and then this also okay for dinner. So if the cheese is not enough, add more. Okay, so I will be adding more. There. So there. Then just put it on the oven. I will put it at 250 degrees for maybe 10 to 20 minutes. I will just be checking because I'm just using a, you know, like a low-tech oven, and the heat is not equally distributed, okay? So it's just a cheap oven. There. I guess a local oven with made of bricks is better than this. So there, that's the oven. You can see it's just cheap, okay? There, and I also smoke here with rosemary and birch, okay? There. There, our pizza is done after 15 minutes. So you can see the dough is bubbling, the crust is bubbling, and yeah, everything is bubbling. Can you see that? Okay. There. Now let's try it, and I hope it's delicious. There, that's our pizza. Okay, see you on the next. No. I still have something to say. Okay, so keep watching. And so that's the pizza, and it's really delicious. So if I were you, you should use a better Frankfurter, a more delicious Frankfurter. Okay, if you use just a regular hot dog, it wouldn't be that delicious. So choose a sausage or a Frankfurter to use with that. Okay, and if you notice, the cheese has a little mold, and it made the difference. Okay, it tastes great. And as you have seen in many cooking shows or travel shows, that some cheeses have molds in it, and they even have maggots, and they claim to be delicious. Okay, so there, and of course you can also use so if you want the crust to be crispier, you should use what do you call that, a dish that where to put the pizza, a metal dish, okay, to put your crust, okay, before you put it in the oven. So a metal pan, okay, so the crust would be crispier, because if you use the ceramic, it's just soft. It will be cooked, but it's soft. Okay, there. So continue watching, because we will be talking something better, okay, and how to build your reputation. Okay, so what are we going to talk for today? I guess I will talk about the harassment of people that they're doing, and up to now, even the programming that they're doing. Okay, so there, when I was in Bontoc, like maybe 3 years, 4 years, 5 years ago, many of these people, many people were harassing me, like these guys, and many different groups, men, women, and gays. Okay, so one thing that they did was, so be careful in rejecting groups of people or not belonging to groups. Okay, so if you have to reject them, you must do it not so obviously, and in a subtle way. I did it in a subtle way, but then they are really these people who cannot accept rejection, and they're really conscienceless, and even up to now they're doing it. Okay, for example, every time I go out, because I love going out and I like to go to bars, because it's my only outlet. I don't play sports, I just walk for my exercise, and I don't have a lot of friends and companies in that place, because I'm new. Okay, so there, and I cannot even call my sisters to drink, because they're Christians, and they don't go to bars. So I'm not an evil person to influence people to lifestyles that they're not good at. Okay, so there, I just go out alone, And every time I go out, these people would go and destroy my padlock at the padlock of my shop. Okay, even if I buy a lot of padlock, so the door was a steel door, so they would use something. I don't know what they were using. Maybe a bolt cutter, and sometimes maybe just they would just hammer it, okay, just to destroy my padlock. So those instances happened a lot, okay, so for whatever their reasons are. But one thing I observe is that every time they do that, I see this guy who was involved with me and who they think was my boyfriend, or they accuse me of being his mistress, okay. So there, maybe the groups of these bisexuals, because most of them are bisexuals, I see him there drinking near my shop. So every time those incidents happen, it's near my shop, or some incidents happen, the church is involved, okay. And then another thing is that another form of harassment that they did to me was when I was building my house and I stopped it momentarily, they kept on harassing me. They kept on they would come and report a lot of problems, like they were stealing my steel bars. The what was that, the shack that where I was keeping my materials were destroyed and was stolen. They were creating a lot of problems just for me to feel bad. And the worst thing they did was just they stole my water tank, okay. Excuse me. They got it without even of course, that's really stealing. I should have reported it to the police, and it was my mistake. So if that happens to you, if they steal it from you, do not be so kind enough to go. Just like what I did, I was so civil enough, and I just went to the person's house and I made him pay instead. So if I were you, if that happens to you, if someone steals from your house, they got something that without your knowledge or without your consent, you should report them to the police and let them go to jail, okay? Because building a reputation like that would keep you safe in the future. So if you're still kind, despite that, they won't respect you. Just like what they're doing to me just like what they're doing to me up to now. Oh, she's still nice despite everything. And it's not a good reputation, okay? You won't, evil people won't go away from you, okay? So there, I made him pay for it, and it is, but I know if I reported it to the police is with them, okay? So there's no use, because people there want to play power, okay? So in that province, in Bonto, they want to play power even if they are poor and they're miserable, or even if they're not really rich, even if they don't belong to the richest families in the Philippines, okay? To the top 10 or top 1,000 richest in the Philippines. They feel like they're the most powerful people. They feel like they're the richest people, okay? And one signature of the people of this province, is that they drag people down if they get rich, okay? So they have that history, okay? So they will protest, they will make rally against a person or they will harass, okay, who are going up, okay? And it's also a signature here in the Philippines, okay? So so be careful. And even up to now, these people are harassing me. They will always do psychological manipulation and tricks, especially when they know that I want to enjoy it to drink now. They will make me go to a place and then to be involved with someone else, okay? So they really want to impose things to you, even they want to, they even want to impose love. They want, yeah, everything is forced, even love, even companionship. They will want you to want the things or the people that you don't want. So they are very sick people. So it's up to you to get out from these kinds of people. So if you're just, and if you cannot yet afford to get out from these kinds of people, then you must be very careful and be very tough, okay? And have a very strong gut or stomach to stomach everything that they're doing to you until you have enough and you can stand on your own, okay? So it's really people who will be victimized by these kinds of people are so, I really pity them because they cannot stand on their own, because they will threaten everything, even your business, your livelihood, everything, just for their principle and their opinion and their idea of life, okay? There. And yes, every time I do YouTube, they will pass here and like they're like miserable people, but actually they're not, okay? They're not really miserable because they're so evil, okay? They think that they are the most miserable people in the world, but when you look closely, they are the worst and sickest people in the world, okay? They want every person like me to be as miserable as them. They don't want me to be happy. They want them to be my happiness, okay? So they're crazy. So even girls, younger girls, older women, or young men, okay? Or older men, okay? Like older men, they want me to be engaged to an older man who is even irresponsible and alcoholic, okay? And they're doing it up to now. Just a while ago, one came and he knows the fact that it was even scripted. It was their drama, okay? It was their manipulation. So I'm really thinking of going to CHR, Commission on Human Rights, but I also doubt it because I went to the National Bureau of Investigation. I even called the National Office of the Police, but they won't help, okay? So they tolerate these kinds of people. They don't realize that if they tolerate them to do it to me, it means that they will tolerate breaking of boundaries and committing crimes and human rights crimes, and they will tolerate more crimes. And if they will get away from what they're doing to me, these people can do worse things, okay? Just remember that most of these people are burden to society. They are the lazy people, they're crazy, they're evil, they're alcoholics, they're drug addicts, they steal, they destroy lives, okay? So what can we do? What can you do? So one of my regrets is not building a reputation that I impose my boundaries and I really know what I like. But before I was just so forgiving, and despite everything, so it's half of a lifetime now, and what can you do? Even if it's too late, I will still build that kind of reputation. So evil people and people who use people will not come to me, okay? So it's up to you what kind of reputation to build and learn from my experiences, okay? So these people are very sick. Do not believe that they are miserable, they are pitiful, okay? Know them first, okay? Besides, they should not be very selfish enough to feel like they're the most miserable people in the world when a lot of people are suffering more than them, okay? So good luck to life, and I hope you will you will build a reputation that would keep you away from these kinds of people. Okay, there. So see you on my next videos. And I forgot something. For finally saying goodbye. These people also destroyed the lock of my room when I rented in an apartment of that man who sells pork. I don't know if it's really their apartment or his parents or what. Okay, I guess they've read the books, and even how I fix my room, they would mind it. And my clothes, they would steal it. Okay, even my clothes, the way I dress, they would mind it. And to think that I'm not really close to these people, okay? And they are even religious there. So that is part of their harassment, okay? So because maybe they were so mad because I haven't been talking to her son, okay, who's selling pork. You go and ask Bontok, okay? That evil, devious, religious woman is, I don't know. And then they would invade my privacy, even my sex life, okay? Up to now, okay, they are shameless. They would invade my, I'm already 43 years old, I know what I'm doing, and everything that happens, even the way I got involved in my sex life, they would they would spread it to people, even my conversations, okay, what I say, my principles in life, and then you can tell that they're really imitating it, or they're using it against me. They're using everything against me. So avoid these people. They're not really good people, and they're not okay. Okay, so there. So I hope some teens or kids will watch this. So when you're on your own, you build your reputation. Like if you say no, no, okay. If you say it's not okay, it's not okay. Okay, you will know what things to be considerate with, and what are the extreme things not to tolerate. Okay, so there. Like the first place that I work, I cannot tolerate they're very physical, they're almost very violent. One would even go out and ask one co-worker to go out and duel with a knife, okay? So that's how violent my co-workers before, and they're always fighting about clients, and they're always quarreling and arguing. And when my boss wasn't so considerate enough for me, I got out. Every time I don't like people who are so violent and so manipulative and are evil for me, I just get out from there, and I just started my own shop. So it's what I did now. I get out from that. When many people from all walks of life came to harass me at my salon, and then I came here, and then they're doing it again. These people are really never contented, and they're so vindictive. They cannot accept other opinion, okay? So there. So if you cannot stand on your own first, you better keep mum with your opinions in life, because sometimes you really have to dance and go with the flow until you have enough to be on your own, okay? So there. Take good care of your life. Just be happy, okay?